There are certain policies if someone, just in the case of prostitution, let's keep it there. Lots of women claim that they were staged, that it wasn't that people are lying. There are changes that take place in a person if they are a prostitute. And these changes can be detected. And they are not strictly physical changes. But sometimes things happen so that when some people do that kind of a test on somebody and then they pass that test, they test negative for prostitution, there's usually a corrective policy regarding the people that have been making these claims. However, sometimes the means are not directly available to make a direct correction at that specific point within a certain period of time. And yet, this is all based on energy structures that are necessary when people are doing various activities that involve things that people shouldn't be talking about, or that they want to do things and they don't want people to talk about them, or regarding people like who are prostitutes, or people that are running different scams, or doing all kinds of different things. And people who have some kind of a charm, say Sherry's mumbo jumbo, that she says it and then people magically no longer live here. And so she might be going and saying, well, hey, look, this charm I bought no longer works, or something, and it's because you guys broke a deal. But it's sort of like a car. Your car will run if you operate it by the manufacturer's instructions. But you can turn the wheel and run it right over a cliff, and it will function totally properly as it plummets and then becomes crushed and it no longer works. So or say instead of putting gasoline in the engine, you put glue in the engine. So the definitions of, what you do here and what you do there, if you start changing the definitions, so if you do something and you say, well, this works on prostitutes, this works on drug addicts, this works on blah, 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 you say, well, she's certainly all of these and I'm not, it will break your charm. And that will be your fault. And then going back and claiming that someone told you a bad charm, or that your charm no longer works, or something's jamming it, or something like that. You might make agreements, saying, well, surely nobody will be in this situation who is not someone who could be handled by this. You might have told lies when you obtained it to begin with. But anyway, when things can't be resolved in an immediate way, then it tends to generate these situations where all these different pieces don't connect properly. And that's one of the reasons why things have to be handled very quickly if possible. And if it is impossible, a lot of times, there's no obligation to tell everybody when thousands of people organize together to try to get one over on the system, that the system is flummoxed at the moment and that things are going to start to break.